Do you know how many US presidents were assassinated and under what circumstances? Let's start with the first, Abraham Lincoln. The year was 1865, a time of transformation for the United States. Lincoln, the 16th president, was a beacon of hope, leading the nation through the tumultuous Civil War. On a fateful night in April, he decided to enjoy a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Unbeknownst to him, a sinister plot was unfolding in the shadows. John Wilkes Booth, a well-known actor and Confederate sympathizer, had a different script in mind, one that would forever change the course of history. As the play reached its climax, Booth slipped into Lincoln's box and fired a single, fatal shot. The echoes of that gunshot still reverberate through the annals of American history. It was a moment that marked the end of an era and the beginning of a long journey towards healing. Little did Lincoln know that his attendance at Ford's Theater would be his last public appearance. Moving on to the second presidential assassination, James A. Garfield met his untimely demise in 1881. Our 20th president, James A. Garfield, was a man of the people, rising from humble beginnings to the highest office in the land. But his time in power was tragically short-lived. On a sweltering July morning, Garfield was shot by Charles J. Guiteau at a train station in Washington, D.C. Guiteau, a disgruntled office seeker, had been rejected for a diplomatic post. In his deluded mind, he believed that murdering the president would lead to an appointment under the new administration. Garfield didn't die immediately, though. Struck by 2 bullets, one grazing his arm and the other lodged in his back, he fought for life for nearly 3 months. Despite the best efforts of his medical team, he succumbed to his wounds, marking a tragic end to his presidency. Garfield's presidency was cut short, just a few months after his inauguration. The turn of the century saw the third presidential assassination, William McKinley, in 1901. This was an unexpected and tragic event that shook the nation to its core. McKinley, the 25th president of the United States, was attending a public event at the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. It was here that an anarchist named Leon Czolgosz approached him. Czolgosz, who had been waiting in line to shake hands with the president, fired 2 shots at close range. These bullets would prove fatal for the president. Despite immediate medical attention and surgery, McKinley succumbed to his injuries 8 days later. The assassination of William McKinley marked a turning point in American history, bringing about the end of an era. It was a moment that highlighted the vulnerability of even the highest office in the land. What had started as a promising second term for the well-liked president ended in tragedy. McKinley's second term in office ended abruptly, shocking the nation. Our journey through presidential assassinations ends with the most infamous one, John F. Kennedy, in 1963. The 35th President of the United States, known for his charisma and youthful energy, met a sudden and violent end in Dallas, Texas, forever etching November 22nd into the annals of American history. Kennedy's Texas visit was a political one, aimed at smoothing over frictions in the Democratic Party. He embarked on a motorcade through Dealey Plaza, waving to the cheerful crowd from an open-top Lincoln Continental. It was a sunny day, a vivid contrast to the dark event that was about to unfold. As the motorcade turned onto Elm Street, 3 gunshots echoed through the plaza. 2 bullets struck Kennedy, with the final fatal shot hitting him in the head. In an instant, the cheers turned to screams, the sunny day darkened by an unspeakable act of violence. The alleged assassin, a man named Lee Harvey Oswald, was apprehended later that day. A former U.S. Marine with a fraught past, Oswald had been working in the Texas School Book Depository, the building from which the deadly shots were reportedly fired. Oswald was charged with the murder of Kennedy, but he would never stand trial. Just 2 days after the assassination, Oswald was fatally shot by a nightclub owner named Jack Ruby, an act broadcast live on national television. This unexpected turn of events added another layer of mystery to an already bewildering tragedy. The assassination of John F. Kennedy shook the nation to its core. It was a moment of collective trauma, a loss of innocence that marked the end of an era often referred to as Camelot. The Kennedy years had been filled with promise and potential, but they ended in a sudden, violent act that changed the course of American history. And so, our exploration of presidential assassinations concludes here, with the shocking death of John F. Kennedy. Kennedy's assassination marked a turning point in American history, leaving a permanent scar on the nation's psyche.